Hello everybody. If you want to read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 351, The Brake Light Incident. Intermediate. The late summer evening was humid and oppressive, the kind of night that made Detective Marcus Reeves feel particularly irritable. He had been patrolling the quiet suburban streets of Millbrook for the past 6 hours, his mood growing darker with each passing minute. Jack Harrison, a 32-year-old graphic designer, was driving home from a late meeting. He was tired, thinking about the project deadline and looking forward to relaxing at home. Suddenly, the harsh blue and white lights of a patrol car flashed in his rearview mirror. Jack carefully pulled his silver Volkswagen to the side of the road, checking his seatbelt was fastened and gathering his registration and driver's license. He knew the routine: a broke tail light, a simple fix that would take just a few minutes. Detective Reeves approached the car with a predatory stance. His eyes were cold, scanning Jack's vehicle with an intensity that seemed disproportionate to a minor traffic violation. "License and registration," he demanded, his voice sharp and confrontational. Jack handed over the documents, maintaining a calm and respectful demeanour. "I'm sorry about the brake light. I was planning to replace it this weekend," he explained politely. Something in Jack's explanation seemed to trigger something ugly in Detective Reeves. His jaw clenched and a dangerous glint appeared in his eyes. "Step out of the vehicle," he ordered. What should have been a quick interaction suddenly became something more sinister. Reeves began to ask increasingly personal and aggressive questions. Where was Jack coming from? What was his job? Who were his friends? Each question felt like a subtle interrogation, loaded with underlying hostility. Jack tried to remain calm, answering each question directly and honestly. But Detective Reeves seemed intent on finding something, anything, that might justify his growing anger. "I'm going to search your vehicle," Reeves announced, not asking for permission. Jack knew his rights. "Do you have probable cause?" he asked firmly but respectfully. Reeves's face reddened. No one had challenged him like this before. He began a meticulous search of Jack's car, pulling out briefcases, throwing papers onto the street, all while maintaining eye contact with Jack. Finding nothing suspicious, Reeves finally issued a ticket for the brake light, but his harassment didn't end there. Over the next few weeks, Jack noticed a police patrol car frequently passing his house. His workplace seemed to be under random surveillance. Anonymous reports about supposed minor infractions started appearing at his office and in his neighborhood. Jack documented everything. He filed a formal complaint with the police department, detailing the unwarranted harassment. An internal investigation was launched, revealing a pattern of similar complaints against Detective Reeves. Eventually, Reeves was suspended pending a full investigation. Jack's careful documentation and calm approach had exposed the officer's systematic abuse of power. The incident revealed deeper issues within the local law enforcement system, a culture that sometimes protected officers who misused their authority and intimidated innocent citizens. For Jack, the experience was traumatic but ultimately transformative. He became an advocate for police accountability, speaking at community meetings and supporting initiatives that promoted transparency and fair policing. The broken brake light that started it all became a symbol of resistance against unchecked authority, a reminder that individual courage could challenge systematic misconduct. Vocabulary notes: oppressive, adjective, meaning harsh, uncomfortable, or causing a feeling of being weighed down. Example from the story: the late summer evening was humid and oppressive. Similar words: stifling, suffocating, overwhelming. Predatory, adjective, meaning showing a tendency to attack or hunt, threatening. Example from story. Detective Reeves approached the car with a predatory stance. Similar words, menacing, aggressive, intimidating. Disproportionate, adjective, meaning not in proper proportion, too large or too small compared to something else. Example from story. An intensity that seemed disproportionate to a minor traffic violation. Similar words, excessive, unbalanced, extreme. Sinister, adjective, meaning giving the impression of evil or harm. Example from story. What should have been a quick interaction suddenly became something more sinister. Similar words, threatening, ominous, malevolent. Meticulous, adjective, meaning showing great attention to detail, very careful and precise. Example from story. He began a meticulous search of Jack's car. Similar words, thorough, precise, careful. Surveillance, noun, meaning close observation, especially of a suspected spy or criminal. Example from story. His workplace seemed to be under random surveillance. Similar words, monitoring, observation, scrutiny. Traumatic, adjective, meaning causing psychological damage or emotional shock. Example from story. For Jack, the experience was traumatic but ultimately transformative. Similar words, distressing, disturbing, shocking. Unchecked, adjective, meaning not controlled or restrained. Example from story. A reminder that individual courage could challenge systemic misconduct. Similar words, unrestricted, uncontrolled, unbridled. Story written by Claude 3.5 AI. Images created by Flux Schnell, Black Forest Labs AI. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you.